What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here, so back again with another classic WWE pay-per-view review. So this time going to review WWE Hell in a Cell 2009, the first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in WWE history. This show was at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey on the 4th of October 2009. The attendance for the show was 12,356. This show received about 283,000 pay-per-view buys. An upgrade than the previous year's pay-per-view. That's the final No Mercy of the first brand split of WWE. The main event of that show was Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. That show received about 261,000 pay-per-view buys. I reviewed No Mercy last year on this channel. That is No Mercy 2008. I don't know why they got rid of No Mercy. Yeah, they break back in 2016 for the second brand split. I don't know why they got rid of No Mercy. In early 2009, WWE did like a poll on their website for fans to vote for that year's October pay-per-view. They chose Hell in a Cell. Other choices are No Escape, Lock Up, and Rage in the Cage. Stupid name. I don't mind No Escape or Lock Up, but Rage in the Cage, give me a break. 2009, this is the beginning of the gimmick pay-per-views. I'm glad they slowly got rid of it. It's still around with Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules, or Not So Extreme Rules, I'll call it. Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. But this was the beginning of gimmick pay-per-views. Get rid of these old shows like Backlash, Judgment Day, Unforgiven, No Mercy, No Way Out, the list goes on and on, Vengeance, to Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell, TLC, Elimination Chamber the following year, Money in the Bank the following year, Over the Limit. Like, Jesus goddamn Christ, man. But yeah, I don't know why they got rid of it. Beats me. Maybe it's, this is, 2009 is full PG mode. I don't know, but anyway, so this is the first show without the ECW brand because, the following year, the beginning parts of 2010, in February, they disband ECW as the third brand for NXT. So this is a Raw SmackDown show. The commentators for the show, for Raw, we got Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. For SmackDown, we got Jim Ross and Todd Grisham. So the first match to kick off the show. Oh, by the way, this show is memorable for not one Hell in a Cell match, not two Hell in a Cell matches, but three fucking Hell in a Cell matches on this show. Yeah, they did it a decade later for the 2020 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Holy crap. But I know that show was way better. I reviewed Hell in a Cell 2020 last year on the channel. Go and check it out. But, yeah, three Hell in a Cell matches in the fucking row, man. Holy shit, man. So, yeah. So, the first match, we got the first Hell in a Cell match of the night. We got CM Punk defending the World Heavyweight Championship against The Undertaker. They fought at the previous month's pay-per-view, that is the one and only Breaking Points pay-per-view, holy shit, in a submission match. Taker won the belt, and then at the time, the SmackDown GM, Teddy Long, basically reversed its decision because Undertaker's submission hold, the Hell's Gate, was banned by the previous SmackDown GM, Vicky Guerrero, due to the previous year's feud between Undertaker versus Edge for the world title. Punk, a really cheap shots, Taker, locked him in the Anaconda Thighs, and they did the whole fucking Montreal screw job because that show was in Montreal. So basically, the Undertaker did not tap out. Punk claimed that he tapped the Undertaker. He didn't really say that because in storyline he thinks he tapped out the Undertaker. Taker did not tap out. Undertaker got pissed off. He basically kidnapped Theodore Long. And then he showed up weeks later, or a week later, I don't know. He kind of was tied up inside a casket, and then he announced Punk will defend the world title against the Undertaker inside Hell in the Cell. Anyway, so the match was decent for what it is. Basically Taker kind of slammed Punk into the cell throughout the match. And this is the one nitpick about this show, and basically the gimmick pay-per-views. That's another story for another time. But this is the problem doing Hell in a Cell matches in the PG era. It's just basically, it's so watered down. They can't do anything in the cell. People want to see blood, but we never got blood. I think the Taker and Edge match at SummerSlam the previous year was really the final great Hell in a Cell match in WWE history. You know, and afterwards they kind of like watered down this match stipulation that is Hell in a Cell. So yeah, Taker kind of basically had more offense than Punk. You know, slamming Punk through the cell walls multiple times. The bulk of the the little bulk of the match, you had Punk working on the injured leg of the Undertaker. You know, slam Taker's leg through his steel steps. I think, you know, like step on his legs multiple times. He didn't lock in a submission hold because Punk doesn't have like a leg submission hold. You know, leg submission hold. You know, he does the Anaconda Fives. That's for the shoulder but and neck area, but not for the leg. So basically, just stopping Undertaker, hitting like big man moves like the Last Ride, Tombstone, the Old School. You know, I think one more of the match, Taker was going for the Old School. Punk countered it, kind of threw him off the top rope, really off the rope. Sorry, I'm fucking stumbling, but I think Punk kicked out the Last Ride attempt by the Undertaker. I'm trying to keep it short and simple, folks. And also, yeah, Punk hit Taker in the head with a chair. This is before they banned chair shots to the head. I think AEW is doing chair shots to the head and other wrestling companies, in my knowledge, but WWE, they kind of banned it in maybe in 2010, 2011, I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, Punk hit Taker in the head with a chair. In the end, Taker hit the choke slam and the Tombstone Power Driver to win this match and win the world title for the 7th time. But I done my research that the reason why there's rumors, the original rumors is Punk and Taker should have main event that show. Unfortunately, they changed plans, and Punk should have retained this match to defend this title on the show. Basically, retain it. Unfortunately, yeah, they changed plans because the rumors that Punk violated a dress code. That could be the reason why Punk's basically his match was the opener, not the main event. And I think the reason, and also I think there's other reasons why I think Punk main event the 3 pay-per-views of that year could be. But I don't know, maybe it's the dress code violation. He kind of mentioned it in his documentary, the CM Punk Best in the World, that came out in, what, 2011, 2012? I think it was 2012, that documentary, but it's a shame how Punk was basically in the doghouse, and he never touched the big gold belt ever again. Yeah, it was funny that 2 years later he ended up touching the WWE title gold. You know the whole year at Summer of Punk. That's another story for another time. But anyway, as for Undertaker, this is his final world title win. Because his last 2 world title reigns were short because he won it at WrestleMania. He ended up dropping the belt a month to Edge in 2007 and 2008. So they give Undertaker, it's Undertaker's going to be his one last run. So they're giving him not a lengthy reign, but they give him a longer reign. He hold that belt until the Elimination Chamber in February. In the Elimination Chamber match, he lost it to Chris Jericho after Shawn Michaels interfered. Going into this match, super kick Undertaker. Jericho pins him, win the world title, and set up their match for that year's WrestleMania. I reviewed Elimination Chamber 2010 on this channel last year. Go and check it out. But the match was okay. Yeah, like I said, the gimmicks is so watered down, but it was decent for what it is. Punk, Taker, won the belt. He kicked off his 4-month reign as the world champion. Punk, he kind of recovered a bit with the Straight Edge Society faction with him, Luke Gallows, Serena, and also Joey Mercury. So moving on to the next match. The next match, this is for the Intercontinental Championship. John Morrison defending the belt against Dolph Ziggler. This is basically thrown in the last minute. Yeah, the announcers brought that Ziggler defeat John Morrison on the Go Home show to SmackDown to face Morrison for the title on this pay-per-view. This was a good match between Morrison and Ziggler. Ziggler kind of like worked on the neck of John Morrison a bit. John Morrison got the victory, hit the Starship Pain onto Ziggler to win this match and retain the IC title. So yeah, Ziggler ended up winning the belt the following year in 2010. So it's basically some exposure. I think this is his no, maybe it's his first pay-per-view match or first one-on-one pay-per-view match. I might be wrong about this, but this was the rise of Dolph Ziggler as a single star. 2009, 2010, 2011, and even 2012 was Dolph Ziggler's best year as a competitor. You know, it's funny like right now he's kind of like a enhancement talent. He's basically Shawn Michaels 2.0. Compared right now, compared back then, he was like on his rise to becoming, you call it the best wrestler. Best. In the mid card. Yeah, I'm not good about. He was never like a main eventer, but like he's like a rising star. You know what I'm trying to say. So moving on to the next match. The next match. This is for the Divas Championship. Mickie James defending the belt against Alicia Fox. Like the Morrison Ziggler match, this is basically thrown to the last minute with no story going into it. The match was just average. Just average. It wasn't a bad match, but the fans, they're really silent in this match. They don't really give a shit about, not really Mickie James, she's good, but Alicia Fox, not so much. They just don't really give a fuck about this match. It's just, it's a good, okay match, but no one gives a crap. In the end, Mickie James got the victory, hit like her DDT onto Alicia Fox to win this match and retain the Divas title. This was in the dark side of women's wrestling in WWE. It got better ever since, but back then it was more like a toilet break match than an actual match. It only give about 5 minutes. It's just what it is. So the next match, this is for the WWE Unified Tag Team Championships. We got Jerry Show, that is Big Show and Chris Jericho defending the title against Rey Mysterio and Batista. So this is kind of also, I'm guessing it was added to the last minute. This is Batista's first pay-per-view back. He got injured in the hands by Randy Orton and Legacy in the spring of that year. So this is his first match back in the company. So the match was good, a bit boring in my opinion. I thought I checked it on Wikipedia that it's 13 minutes, 41 seconds. I thought it was like 20 minutes, but it was 13 minutes. Some part I wish they cut it down a little bit. But they told a good story in the ring between both tag teams. You had the baby faces got the victory. Not victory. They lost, but they got the offense first. And then the heels got the offense. The ending moments of the match really took the pace. The pace got paced up a bit. Starting to get a little bit faster. In the end, Big Show. Mysterio's going for the 619. Hit Big Show with the 619. Going for, you can call it the West Coast Pop. Big Show knocked Rey Mysterio out to win this match and retain the tag team title belts. Makes sense. By the way, Big Show was filling for Edge because Edge got hurt in the summer of 2009 because the original tag team was Chris Jericho and Edge got injured. He came back for the 2010 Royal Rumble match to start the feud with Chris Jericho, but Big Show was kind of filling in. Jericho is very underrated. Very underrated. You could have had that good, awesome theme music. Way better than Show Miz theme music. Show Miz. Holy shit. Basically, The Miz was basically a substitute for Chris Jericho. I like Jericho more better than Show Miz. I don't know what to officially call Show Miz, but it's just like, Show Miz. Give me the fuck. Give me a fucking break. But, this was the beginning of the end of Rey Mysterio and Batista. This was Batista's final pay-per-view as a babyface. He turned heel a few weeks later at Bragging Rights in the four-way match for the world title. Batista turned on Rey Mysterio, shouted, "You supposed to be my friend." So their feud, and I might review that match, not that match, the match and the pay-per-view as itself in the future. That is Bragging Rights 2009. Another story for another time. So anyway, it was a fun match to watch for Jericho versus Batista and Rey Mysterio for the Unified Tag Team titles. Not the match of the night, but I think it's I take it a second place. Punk and Taker, the first Hell in a Cell match of the night, that takes the bronze medal. So the next match, this is best 100% match of the night. We got the second Hell in a Cell match of the show. We got John Cena defended the WWE Championship against Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. They've been feud since 2007. This is their third match of their renewed rivalry because they fought at SummerSlam. Orton won the first match after Ted DiBiase's brother Brett cost Cena the title. Then they fought at Breaking Point in the I Quit match. Cena won the I Quit match. So this is the third match of the rivalry. The match was good. I don't really call it the best Hell in a Cell match in WWE history, but this was a good match. What it is, back and forth. This is the reason why people just don't like Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view itself, because some of these matches don't really need a Hell in a Cell match stipulation. They could do a different match. This is more like a steel steps in a cell match. So this is one more of the match. Orton kind of grabbed the steel steps, trying to put it in the ring, but he almost dropped it on his head. That's kind of funny. Cena kind of slammed Orton through the cell. I think Orton kicked out of the AA attempt by John Cena. Cena was going for like a fucking Cena was going for like a super AA or an avalanche AA off the top rope. Orton counted into an electric chair spot. That was good. So the referee bump. Why is a referee bump in this match? This is Hell in a Cell. This is no DQ. You know, I don't know why is the referee bump beats me, because Cena locked Orton in the STF. There was a referee bump. Cena was trying to go for the move again. Orton counted, pushed Cena onto the referee. The referee is Mike Chioda. Then Cena managed to lock in the STF again. Orton tapped out. The referee did not see. The ending was it's a bit debatable, the ending of it. So basically Orton chokes Cena on the ropes. It's not like on the neck. It's basically he wrapped Cena onto the top and middle rope and choked him out. He grabbed around his neck and choked him out. It's no DQ. It's kind of loud. It's just, I'm not gonna get into it, but he choked Cena. And then he hit the RKO. Cena kicked out the RKO attempt by Randy Orton. But Orton choked out Cena. And in the end, he hit Cena with the punt kick to win this match and win back the WWE Championship. I think he makes him a 7-time world champion. 7-time? 7-time, because he won his 8th the following year at Night of Champions in 2010. But that makes him an 8-time world champion. I think. 8 times. I might be wrong about this, but it's just I think it makes sense because it's basically keeping the rivalry alive. So they had the blow off of their rivalry until the TLC match in 2013 to unify both the WWE and world title of that pay-per-view. They had I think it was an Anything Goes 60-minute Iron Man match at bragging rights. Cena wins the belts, ends the rivalry. They won't fight again until 2013. They fought at the Six-Pack Challenge and during the feud between Orton and Wade Barrett the following year, but they're not really feuding one-on-one, but they feuded one-on-one again in 2013 and 2014. But they kind of like dragged this rivalry to the ground. This was a match of the night for the show. John Cena, Randy Orton, Hell in a Cell. Not the best, but you can call it a decent one. So the next match, we got Drew McIntyre versus R-Truth. This is Drew McIntyre's first match in the company, debuted in, I think it's September. He's basically handpicked by Vince McMahon. At least this match has a story, going into it. Basically, for weeks, you had Drew McIntyre beating the fuck out R-Truth. They end up brawling. Drew McIntyre came out with crappy music. It was generic music. He came out with Broken Dreams, and then I don't like his theme music from right now. It's part of his new character, the Scottish warrior. I don't want to get into it, but he came out with generic music. The match was okay. Fans just do not give a fuck. It's just like a match you probably see on SmackDown, not on a pay-per-view that people spend a lot of money. In the end, Drew McIntyre got the victory, it's not really called the Future Shock DDT, they call it the Underhook DDT onto R-Truth to win this match. And funny that 2 months later, he ended up winning the IC title from John Morrison at TLC, the first TLC pay-per-view. So it's a way to building up Drew McIntyre as the next top star. Not in his first run, but his second run years later. But it's just what it is. You're the chosen one. I wish you faced like a big star, not like R-Truth, who's not really relevant. I'm not crapping on R-Truth. You know, he's still doing the dance thing. He became the crazy R-Truth in 2011. So the next match, this is for the United States Championship. This is a triple threat match for the United States title. Kofi Kingston defending the belt against Jack Swagger and The Miz. Miz cut a promo talking shit of the people of Newark in New Jersey. The match was okay, similar to the previous match between Drew McIntyre and R-Truth. This is a match you probably see on Raw, not on a pay-per-view that people spend a lot of money. Holy crap, man! But I'm trying to keep it short and simple. In the end, Kofi Kingston, basically, Miz hit this skull-crushing finale onto Kofi Kingston. Swagger managed to put Kofi's foot on the ropes. Yes, Kofi hit two, Trouble in Paradise. The second one hits, I think it was Swagger to win this match and retain the United States title. The next night on Raw, Miz won the title. I wish Miz just won the title on the show, not on Raw. It'd be a blessing in disguise for Miz. Miz will hold that belt and hold it until the following year in 2010. I think it was at Over the Limit against R-Truth. I don't know. It's been a long time, but so the triple threat match was fun. It was okay. It was nothing special. So moving on to the main event. The main event, we got the third and final Hell in a Cell match of the night. We got D-Generation X, that is Shawn Michaels and Triple H, taking on Legacy, that is Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. So, like Cena and Orton, they've been feuding since the summer. Triple H's been feuding with Legacy throughout the whole bulk of 2009, during, their feud with Orton with the WWE title. They fought at SummerSlam, they fought at Breaking Point in a submission match. So this is basically the blow-off to their rivalry between DX and Rhodes and DiBiase. This was shit, boring as fuck. The whole bulk of the match, you had basically locking Triple H outside the cell. They ended up fighting, brawling outside the cell, but the whole bulk, it was inside the cell. It's basically just Rhodes and DiBiase beating the fuck out of Shawn Michaels, locking Triple H outside. Triple H was a bit of a dumbass, because Rhodes hit Triple H with the crossroads on the stage. Triple H trying to get in the cell, trying to smack the lock off with a chair. Didn't work. He came back. Left the arena, come back with padlock with the bolt cutters to open the cell door. He managed to get in. The whole book is basically, I understand why it's all about divide and conquer. The point over the younger Legacy guys, Rhodes and DiBiase against the old veterans of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. But the whole bulk is just basically, Rhodes and DiBiase beating the fuck out of Shawn Michaels, working on the injured leg of Shawn Michaels throughout this whole match, because Rhodes hits Michaels in the leg with the chain to use to close and lock the cell door. So like I said, Triple H trying to smack the lock open with a chair, got the bolt cutters, managed to get in the cell, and it changed the quarter of the match, and DX got the victory, locking DiBiase out of the cell, and they hit Cody with a sledgehammer and a Sweet Chin Music combo to win this match. What the fuck? I can't really say it's the worst Hell in a Cell match in history. The worst Hell in a Cell match in history has to be Seth Rollins vs. The Fiend in 10 years later at 2019's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But this is probably in the top 5 alongside that fucking Hell in the Hell match from Unforgiven 99 between Big Boss Man and Al Snow. But this was just boring. This match doesn't really need to be inside Hell in a Cell. Why could they just done a tornado tag match? That would be accomplished way better than doing a Hell in a Cell match. You don't really need. That's the problem with Hell in a Cell, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-views. They're just putting matches. They don't really need to do a Hell in a Cell match, because Hell in a Cell is supposed to be beginning or ending feuds. It's mostly ending feuds than beginning feuds. I don't know why they keep doing it. Beats me. So this was the end of the rivalry between DX and Legacy. They ended up reunited for that bragging rights match a few weeks later, And then afterwards they went their separate ways. You know, DX ended up facing John Cena in a triple threat match at that year's Survivor Series. Yeah, they haven't feud ever again. So anyway, so my final rating for the first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, that is Hell in a Cell 2009, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. This was a decent show. You had some good matches, you know. It doesn't make me go, wow, I need to watch this again. No, there were decent matches, like, you know, Punk versus Taker in the first Hell in a Cell match. Cena and Orton's Hell in a Cell match is match of the night. You had some fun matches as well, like John Morrison versus Dolph Ziggler for the IC title, and also the tag team title match between Jericho and Batista and Rey Mysterio. That was also a fun match. There was no bad on the show. The only bad match on the show has to be the third Hell in a Cell match of the show. That is DX versus Legacy in the structure. But besides that, you know, you can call it. You can kind of watch it. Yeah, the triple threat match. I put it in the OK as well, alongside, you know, Mickie James versus Alicia Fox for the Divas title, and Drew versus R-Truth. You know, it's just an okay show for what it is. So, anyway, so I hope you enjoyed my review of WWE Hell in a Cell 2009. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube to be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, going back to 2011 for the Year of Punk. Let's travel 2 years into the future. I'm going to review Hell in a Cell 2011. So, that show was memorable for the 3 Hell in a Cell matches. The 2011 installment, yeah, it's memorable for 2 Hell in a Cell matches, but the 31st triple threat match in the history of Hell in a Cell, Cena, Del Rio, and Punk. You have to wait a week later, so this is Sentiment officially signing out. Check you later, and that's my review of Hell in a Cell 2009. I'd call it a slightly thumbs up of a pay-per-view.